can imagine in the future, giant robot-controlled warriors will protect the planet Earth.
Here's an interesting toy line from the mid-80s. It was a very short-lived toy line by Tomy. This is Starriors. This particular one is called Deadeye. He comes with his little sidekick, Cricket, right down here. He's considered a destructor in the toy line, and his function is a demolisher. He demolishes things. I don't know much about this toy line. It came out well after my day. There's actually a really good video that talks about the history of the comics, the cartoon show that's supposed to come out in this toy line by Secret Galaxy on YouTube. I'll put a link to his video down below if you want to get some real good background detail of this. I only picked this up because it had a remote controlled robot, and I thought it was really cool. Plus it's a Tomy toy, which I love Tomy toys. So I figured I'd pick it up and check it out. This originally sold for around $21.99, which would be about $64.98 here in 2023. So it's a fairly expensive toy for the day. I love the box art on this. Very attractive box art. Let's look on the side here. It shows Deadeye running around. Now it's a very basic toy. You basically have just a single clicker right there, which is called Cricket. And each time you click it, the robot will do a different function. He cycles through 4 different functions. One of them is that he'll shoot these little laser discs, which I think is really cool. And you can see some of the rest of the line. They have a really huge armor battle station that looks pretty cool. All the various robots. A lot of these robots are wind up, and they do like a little action feature after you wind them up, which is kind of neat. Here we go. It shows the Cricket being used and the firing feature of this toy. Pretty cool. Alright, let's take a look at what came in the box. Of course, we have Deadeye himself. You can have these guns. You can mount these guns at different positions on his body. He has like these little tabs right here. So I can move this gun if I wanted to down here. Push it on the little tabs. So now he's got a tail gun. Which is kind of cool. Adds a lot of play value to the toy. He's got several of these pegs all over the place to mount various guns and everything. Got the on-off switch back here in the back of his head. Battery compartment is right behind this plate right here. You can see his little wheels on the bottom. He's got a little caster back there that swivels around. He only turns one direction when he does turn. So basically his functions is drive, forward, turn, stop, and fire. So not a whole lot that he does, but it's actually a really cool mechanical toy. So set that right there. Of course we have Cricket, the clicker. So you just push down his head. Did you see that flash? See that? My camera glitched out when I clicked them. That's because this is using a EM pulse, electromagnetic pulse, to drive this. Basically, the inside of this Cricket has one of these inside from a little lighter, a little electrical arc thing. It sparks in there. The Cricket's got one inside, so what happens, that spark occurs and it sends out this electromagnetic pulse on this antenna, which Deadeye receives and then switches functions. It's kind of neat. Very simple remote control. When I picked this up at a retro toy store I like going to, this wasn't working. It was a real simple fix. Basically all it was wrong was the Cricket was not making the spark. So I cleaned up as best as I could, and I got it working again. Very simple repair. Nothing spectacular. I did have to take apart the Deadeye though. He had a problem with one of his gears inside, and all it was a loose connection. So that was another very easy repair to make. I didn't really take a video of that or anything. I just Basically took a video of it all taken apart and get it working again. That's about all I did. Anyway, let's see what else came in the box here. We got Cricket, we got Deadeye. Of course, we have his laser discs. These are hard plastic discs. They go on the top of his head, right there. And then when you select the proper function, he'll shoot them out of his mouth. Pew, at things. Which is kind of neat. So you can set up targets or whatever for him to shoot. And then, of course, we have our instruction manual. Starriors. It shows where to put the decals on here. On your Cricket. It's not a big, huge manual. It shows all the different positions you can mount your guns. He originally came with 6 guns. And you can get more to add more guns to them. You can customize them as much as you want, which is kind of cool. Shows how to load the batteries in. Runs on 2 C batteries. How to load all the discs on the top. Your laser discs. Pretty cool. Then he goes through the functions of the robot when you click the Cricket. So you have turn on the on-off switch on. The first time you click Cricket, Deadeye will fire his laser disc. The second time, Deadeye turns to the right. Third time, Deadeye will move forward. And then the fourth time, Deadeye stops. So you can click Cricket a number of times to get the different functions to work. Pretty ingenious toy. Tomy's always done some of the coolest toys. And of course, it came with a comic book, a little mini comic book that introduces the character Deadeye. This was done in conjunction with Marvel Comics, which is kind of cool. So if you're a Marvel Comics fan, this is another neat little line of collect of Marvel Comics. It's actually a pretty cool little comic book. So you can see some really nice illustrations. Goes through where Deadeye came from, his origin. This is basically his origin story. I love the artwork in here of Deadeye. That is so cool. Yeah, a little ad showing all the different destructors and protectors that you can get. They like to fight each other. Battle bots. I mean, this came out at the same time around Transformers and all this other stuff, and I think it just fell by the wayside. It's actually a cool toy line. And of course, in the back, we have a story. Oh, I love stories. So let's read the story here. In the far-flung future, Earth is devastated by deadly solar flares. Realizing his danger, man creates the Starriors, intelligent protector and destructor robots, with brain centers molded in man's own image. He programs the protectors to prepare the blighted Earth for his return, and the destructors to guard it from invasion by aliens and mutated monsters. The man retreats beneath an armored battle station to pass a blistering epoch in suspended animation, promising to someday return. Millennia pass. The Starriors develop their own civilization, and much of their original programming is lost. Finally, most remember man only as a legend. But Slaughter Steelgrave, leader of the Destructors, knows that man exists. He enslaves the Protectors, and certain that re-emerged man would threaten the very existence of the Starriors. He declares the desert surrounding the battle station a forbidden zone. Then the Protector, Hotshot, finds an artifact that proves man exists and sends him and a band of renegades on an impossible quest to find an awakened man. Yeah, he finds a skull. If I remember in the comic book. That's kind of cool. I mean, they got a really good background story of the toy. It's such a shame this was such a short-lived toy. It's actually really cool. Had this come out earlier in my younger days, I would have been all over these. I think they're incredibly cool. I think they only lasted for like a couple of years, and they started going on clearance. It's unfortunate. It's still a really cool toy line. It's pretty neat. Of course, I had to make myself, I'll put that right there, my own little target for Deadeye to shoot. I'll show that here in a minute. So let's put some batteries in this guy. and we'll show you some of the different functions and features that he does. Alright, let's put some batteries in this hombre. Let's look forward here. That battery goes this way. Maybe. There we go. And this battery goes this way. Get in there, battery. Oh, his gun fell off. Close it up. Put his gun back on. Get on there, gun. There we go. I'm ready to turn them on and try them out. Okay, I've got Deadeye loaded. Looks like he holds about 10 of those discs. One thing I noticed, every time you turn them on, he'll be into the next function. So there is a possibility you're going to turn him on and he's going to shoot immediately. So you got to be aware of that. I cycled him through so when I turn him on, he'll be in the stop position. So you hear the motor running in there. So my first click, he's going to shoot a disc. It's so cool. Next click, he turns to the right. Pretty awesome. Next click, he goes forward. Next click, he stops. That's a pretty cool toy. Make him fire again. Pew! Pew! That is awesome. Stop. 2 clicks. Go forward again. 2 clicks. So if you're quick with the clicker, you can do all kinds of stuff with them. I need a target to shoot. This is actually kind of cool. Awesome. Prepare to fire. Oh yeah! Take that! And that! And that! Well, that was Tomy Toys Starriors Deadeye and Cricket. Another incredibly cool toy from the mid-80s. Did any of you have this toy back then? If so, comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the toy line. If you had this particular toy, share some memories of playing with Deadeye. As always, everyone, thanks for watching.